Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to the studio and welcome back to, of course, Chelsea news. Something that I want to reflect on that's rotating around the media is Chelsea have reportedly, and we're going to reference the sources, agreed a deal with Ivan Perisic this summer on a free transfer, on a 2-year deal, similar to what we signed with, I suppose, Olivier Giroud as a good example, on relatively low wages. Now, this might not seem sexy, this might not seem exciting, this might raise eyebrows for a few reasons, but I'm going to absolve you of that and explain. I'm going to read through the information, have a look actually at how he's performing and what he'd offer to the team, and why maybe this is going to be an excellent free signing if we are to believe the rumours and the news stories. Settle in, get comfortable. Please do drop a like to show your sweet love and support of the channel, and you know, you're welcome to subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Do hit that bell notifications icon if you subscribe. Now, Todd Boehly's nearly in the door. The takeover deal should be completed very, very soon, and when it is, Chelsea are going to need to do business very, very quickly. News outlets suggesting 2 deals are looking like they're done. Again, I'm not saying this as a news source myself. I merely reflect to what's rotating around the media, and indeed new media, which is often social media. Jules Kounde, we've spoken about him at length. Let's just reference that again. A deal that's pretty much already done, that we are waiting for the window to open. We are waiting for the sanctions to be lifted. The player wants to come to Chelsea. Chelsea want the player. He's one of the defenders. I think we'll buy Jules Kounde and one more centre-back. So it's kind of good that he's already like over the line in many ways. But Ivan Perisic, mate, I'm going to read you this story, this piece of information. I'm going to talk to you about his transfer market data. And then we're going to look at, I'm literally going to present to you some stats. First of all, it's going to be wingback cover, reportedly, or people are speculating wingback cover for both sides. So he's not going to be a front three player, and he's not going to be starting over Reece James or Ben Chilwell. And yes, he's old, but we're going to get to that. So I'm going to read you some information off Sompa Inter, I can't speak, it's a bit of French, mate, I can't speak Italian, but it's coming from Sport Media Set. I'm going to read you this, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Inter winger Ivan Perisic has reached an agreement with Chelsea to join the Premier League side at the end of the season, according to a report in Italian broadcast media, as has been reported by Sport Media Set via Inter 1908. The Croatian winger Ivan Perisic has agreed on a contract with the Premier League side, meaning Inter have no hope of keeping him at the club. And bearing in mind, he's coming off a very good season, by all accounts. The Nerazzurri have so far only been willing to offer him a contract with a salary of 4.5 million euros for a 2-year contract. The player and his agents would like a salary of 6 million euros. His outburst after the Coppa Italia final, where he suggested that Inter have let the discussion reach the late stage as they do not value him highly, has caused issues between the player and the club. There have been no medical examinations or final formalities between Chelsea and Perisic. Well, there couldn't be because Chelsea are of course sanctioned at the moment, but he could be set to leave Inter for the Premier League. Long has Perisic been linked to the Premier League. Like years ago he was linked to Man United a lot, probably to be a winger. Italian journalist Sandro Sabatini said, quote, "There is a rumour in the past few hours. Perisic has practically already formalised an agreement with Chelsea. Consequently, the possibility for Inter to increase the contract offer, which is currently 4.5 million euros for 2 years, would vanish. Perisic has already reached an agreement with Chelsea. The medical examinations and the last formalities to ratify the agreement are missing, but if the Croatian does not go to Chelsea, we would be seeing a sensational twist." This is mind-blowing stuff, ladies and gentlemen, out of nowhere. This is how often Chelsea do their work, in the dark, and it surprises all of us. Look, listen to these. He's already reached an agreement with Chelsea. If he doesn't go to Chelsea, we would be seeing a sensational twist. I don't know why I'm doing inverted commas there, but that's wild, man. I'm going to show you his stats in just a second. I'm going to put them on the screen for you. But Ivan Perisic, he's 33 years old. He'll turn 34 in February next year. Generally, he plays as he can play as a second striker, around the striker. He can play as a winger, generally on the left, and he can play as a left mid, left wing back sort of thing. But you know, people speculate he can also play on both sides. He is left-footed, I believe. I think he's left-footed. It's not saying here, but he's his contract runs out this summer, so it would be a free transfer. And Chelsea would be offering more money than Inter could. Chelsea have more money than Inter have. This season, he's got 13... what's he got more than that? He's got 13 league goal involvements from Wingback, which is pretty darn good. 7 goals and 6 assists. He loves a big goal as well, Ivan Perisic. So, at this point, before I show you the stats, you'll be thinking again, we've got Marcos Alonso and Cesar Azpilicueta. There are rotational wingbacks for our first choice wingbacks, which shall not be touched in Reece James and Ben Chilwell. Together, they are a force of nature, and no Chelsea fan would want them to not play, essentially. So why would you'd think, oh, you might get a younger, more dynamic person to challenge Chilwell, not go older than the already Marcos Alonso. But the thing is, Marcos Alonso, I mean, you know, he does bring trouble. He's not always settled with the managers. You know, opposition fans are always giving him grief because of his, you know, his history. And he's been at Chelsea for a long time. I think he's probably going to go. And Ivan Perisic offers this, essentially. Bang. So we're going to look at this scouting report here. These are some of his best metrics compared to other fullbacks in the last year. Top fullbacks around Europe. Just look at these numbers, man. This is incredible. He's in the top 1% for expected goals as a fullback in the entire of Europe, or the top for. He's in the top. Look how many 99 percentiles, XGs, goals, expected assist, non-penalty goals and assists. It carries into the penalty area. Crosses. So it's not just dribbling, it's crosses. He's in the top 1% for all of them. Touches in the attacking penalty area, top 1%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 metrics. He's in the 99th percentile. And they're all massive ones as well. This blew my mind. I'm going to be honest. This is the metric that changed my mind. The scouting report that changed my mind. When I saw this, I was like, okay, I'm totally in. And then I've had people talk to me on Twitter about, I tweeted about it, you know, asking people's opinions. I've had lots of like positive responses. I don't have my Twitter up anymore, but people saying, look, it will be like Giroud, it will be like Thiago Silva, relatively low wages by Chelsea's rich standards, you know, that Inter can't meet, and a relatively short contract, a couple of seasons. And I was like, all right, he's old, but... And I was worried about, you know, his athleticism, but apparently he's very athletic, even for his age, more so than Marcos Alonso. And just look at that, man. All the goals, all the assists, the expected goals, the expected assists, the crosses, the shot carrying action, I forget what that one's called. But like, just absolutely incredible. Like, so the SCA is completed live ball passes that leaded to a shot attempt. Loads of really positive offensive metrics there. So actually, off the bat, I'm feeling pretty good about that, man. That's leaving us in a really strong position as a free transfer in a rebuild. That would make a lot of sense. If you sell Marcos Alonso for money, I don't know what else you'd sell him for, but if you sell him for money, make a profit. That could be Perisic's wages for 2 years. Think about it like that. And then you might have a more dynamic, better option for when Chilwell can't play. And Chilwell's been training, by the way, with the under-18s in full sort of youth training. So he'll be expected to come back for next season. James will be expected to be fully fit for next season. And you've got options. Hudson-Odoi will be back. He could, you know, play as right wing back maybe. Even Perisic could play as left wing back. You've got Kounde in there. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I feel like this is good business. So it's sensible business. If we can get Kounde for not silly money, and we spoke about this last video this morning, if, you know, if he says to Sevilla, look, man, I was supposed to go last summer. I'm another year less on my contract. I don't want to go. I can put in a transfer request. Chelsea were willing, you know, we're all agreed, let me go. There's probably going to be a relatively reasonable deal agreed there, you would imagine, because otherwise they're not going to get anywhere near the same money if he goes down another year on his contract because he only wants to sign for Chelsea. So that Perisic, you know, midfielder, another centre-back, you know, Tuchel can look at Gallagher, Colwill, even Ampadu, Gilmore, just have a look at him. You know, Bruyere up front, if we might sell a forward, that's a whole another story, man, with, you know, Werner, does he stay or does he go? Pulisic, does he stay or does he go? Ziyech, does he stay or does he go? Romelu Lukaku, of course, that's another big talking point. We've spoken about that this morning. Meetings are set, and since I've published that video, Thomas Tuchel has actually commented on it in the press conference today. He's like, yeah, if there's a meeting with the owner, fair play. I don't know about it, but we'll see what happens. Things are moving, and that sort of caught me off guard, that Perisic news, but if it is true, and again, I'm not saying it's true, I'm just reacting to the reports. If it is true, add it to those amazing stats. And I think I'm down. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. Please do drop a like on the video, and you're welcome to subscribe if you're new. I'll see you very soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.